we're back on this again, bestie. I say, These are really fun to do, but people do be making silly financial decisions. In today's video, we're doing another of my series called Budget Bestie. In this series, people anonymously submit their budgets to me. I take a look at them and see what I might do if I was in their situation. This is not financial advice. However, sometimes I can help people out with what I might do in their situation. But the real knowledge comes from the comment section down below. So if you believe I'm doing any of this wrong, please let me know. I mean, I'm not foolproof. I'm not a god, bestie. So let's start this one off. Their main financial goal is to feel good about having money and make it not a massive stressful situation. I want to look forward to getting paid and not dread it. And I cannot even imagine a world where I dread getting paid. They also say that their main financial issue is that they overspend on their kids they don't want or need. I want to be able to treat them, both girl 4 years and boy 5 years, but not be such a large amount. Please help a girl out. And they do mention that their pronouns are she, her, which is so helpful for these. If you're ever going to submit a budget bestie, please give me lots of detail, and pronouns are really useful. I would be horrified if I misgendered someone. But anyway, let's get into this. So starting off, the income here, so income, let's write that, is 1,222.60. So they do mention that there is additional income, but they use that for like grocery top-ups and things like that, so it's already like called for. So they have bills and they have phone, which is 65. That is ridiculous. That is too much. They then have internet, which is 30, which I think is not a bad deal. Their rent is only 200, so I don't know where they're living, but that seems like a good deal. And their water bill is only 6. So maybe they're on some sort of subsidized living or something like that, but they've got a good deal there. Their council tax is £20, and they have to pay £150 for gas and electric. So it is one of the more expensive ones, but when you have a kid with special needs, which I think she mentions that she does, it's a non-negotiable. So she says, I'm a single mum of 2 children, one having additional needs. I would love to be able to start saving towards making her room a complete sensory room, as for her needs is very important to me, as I haven't had the money to do this so far. I don't have any self-care for myself and would love to start setting money aside for this. And they're currently saving for Christmas 2024. That is all of their bills, and that comes up to £471, which leaves them with £751.60. So moving over to envelopes, they've just got one, which is groceries. So they say that they do £150 per month out of their main income, and then the rest comes from that additional income that they get. So let's just put this in here, 150, which leaves them with 601.60. And then they have no sinking funds. They did mention that Christmas, they want to start doing that, so we're going to put that in now, but at the moment the budget for it is 0, so that's 0. Still leaves them with 601.60, and that's their buffer. I think I know what is happening. The big thing that's happening is the thing that I see all the time, is you don't give yourself any spending money, so you just spend willy-nilly. You're obviously treating your kids a lot, and you're not really setting aside any money for that. You're not budgeting for when they have to go to school and you have to get uniform and shoes and clothes and stuff like that. So it's just coming out of that £601. So it's all, every month, it's just coming at you left, right and centre, and you don't have anything saved up for anything. And you know, how are you going to look forward to something exciting like a birthday if you're not like taking care of the bill? Do you know what I mean? Also, you say that self-care is really important to you. You're a single mum of 2 kids, and one is like got challenges. So when it comes time to, should I treat myself? You're like, yeah, I deserve it, because you do deserve it. But where's that money coming from, bestie? So let's get the red pen out. Here she is. She is a stunner, and we're going to move in and do stuff. So I'm not going to actually change any income or any of the bills. I would say, please have a look at this phone bill, because that is ludicrous. Obviously you've signed up to some sort of contract or you've done something, but I'd think that's a bit unnecessary, and I'd look to going SIM only as early as you can. Now for envelopes, there's a couple things that you're missing. So first of all, I would introduce spending as a category. So spending here, I would give yourself £80 for the month. So in a 4-week month, £20 a week, spending 20. Like, I think that's really reasonable considering your budget. Then self-care, I think, you know, you need to make sure you take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, how are you going to be able to take proper care of your kids? So let's go there. Let's go self-care is 60, and then travel and fuel you haven't really accounted for, so I don't know what's the situation, whether you use public transport, whether you drive, whatever it is. I'm just going to say £20 a week for now, and then you can like chop and change this budget, but I definitely include that as a category that you can take care of. So we're actually spending more here, which is now £370, and also I wasn't going to really change groceries because it seems like you've got a good situation with that. So there's that, and you've got £381.60. Let's move over to sinking funds, because I think this is where it's really going to help you, because it's going to realign what you want to do with your money. At the moment, your head's in the sand. As a bill comes up, you just pay it. Rather than just dealing with situations as they happen, how about saving up for them so that when something does happen, you're okay? So I'm assuming you don't have a car, based on you not really talking about car insurance and things like that. So I haven't done that. I am going to do Christmas. I'm going to do £40 there. So what I would be putting away is £10 a week for that. And this is the situation for most of these. So £40. Then birthdays we've got there. So you got 2 kids and you, and then other people in your life. So I'd still do £10 a week for all of that. And just as a birthday happens, take out the appropriate amount of money for that. As you want to treat like your parents or whoever in your life, take money out of there. Just make sure you're not overspending in there. Then we got school. So like school uniforms, shoes, stuff like that. As kids rip and tear through stuff as they do, as they outgrow stuff as they do, having a bit put aside for that will be really good. So £40 in a year, what is that? So 40 times 12, that's 480 quid, and I think that's all right for 2 kids. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that's okay. And then school holidays, so during summer term, I can't spell school holidays, so during outside of term time, you want to go somewhere, do some stuff, I'd still do 40 quid as well. And then clothes, so clothing for uniform and then also outside clothes, 40 as well. And then sort of dental, health, that sort of stuff. As they get older, they're going to need that, so £20 for now. And then I would do hobbies, so this is stuff that's going to give you a bit of a break. So let's say one of them wants to do karate and one of them wants to do swimming or something like that. Having some money each month to be able to afford that, I think 40 quid is appropriate, but if it's not, then chop and change. And then you've got still some money left over, so actually saving up for a holiday I think would be really good. So I've just done 100, so that 100 there you can eat out of it depending on what's important to you and your values. So obviously you may want to spend more on school uniform or something like that. Whatever it is, just take from there, but that'll get you a lovely holiday for you 3 at the end of the year. So that comes up to £360 each month, which leaves you with £21.60, and that is your buffer. So let's go back to this, right? Because there is something that you did admit to me. So you owe £60 to council tax. So now that I know, oh look, I didn't even put here, gas and electric, it's 150. I'm sure you've all been screaming at the screen about that. But anyway, you owe £60 to council tax. So because your bill is £20, it looks like you haven't paid it for 3 months. You need to pay that. So if you look up here, your self-care budget for the month is £60. The first month, just don't have any self-care because you need to pay for that. Just to avoid you getting into trouble. So I would use the £60 from self-care to pay off that, get it all done, and then next month you can start afresh. So that is essentially what I would do with this budget. Now, this budget bestie has been so short, so sweet. As I'm recording, it's 10 minutes, and I know I've edited down a lot. Budget Bestie is getting easier and easier, and we're getting less complex things come through. So if you're really at a difficult situation and you'd like a perspective on it, please have a look at the link in the description and submit your Budget Bestie. Sometimes people will submit their Budget Bestie and they say their income is about this and their bills total this. I kind of need as much detail as you're willing to give me in order to make like an entertaining video. Try and list everything, try and give me as much information as possible, and then I can help you out. Like if you're in a bit of debt or whatever, I can definitely look into that. So definitely submit one, because I will be doing these every 2 weeks, and they may start to float off of my channel and may become a Patreon only perk eventually, because they don't really get much views. But that might be an issue I'm doing with the thumbnail and stuff like that. So until I've figured it out, that's where we are with Budget Bestie. Thank you so much for getting through to the end of the video. You know I love it when you get through to the end of the video. Please give this video some love. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you are going to comment, please use this emoji. I hope you enjoyed today's video, because I really enjoyed filming it. I hope that this budget is robust enough for someone to sort of realign their vision, because they're not in a financially difficult situation. But yeah, I hope it's helpful, and I hope it's helpful if you're in a similar situation to this person. Have you considered becoming a channel member or a Patreon? Patrons get exclusive content, sneak peeks, and significant discounts off my Etsy store. Channel members get early access to every single video. In fact, they've seen this long before you have. So if you'd like to join them and support me on either YouTube or on Patreon, have a look at the links in the description, bestie. You will not regret it. Until next week, I would like you to have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week, and have a wonderful budget. Always remember,
don't trust Ira.
That's all we have time for today. So until next week's video, which I'm not sure what it's going to be, but in 2 weeks time we'll have another Budget Bestie. So until 2 weeks, bestie, have a look at the Budget Bestie playlist, because there are some stunning ones on here. We've really gone through the gamut with issues, so definitely check out the playlist if you've missed any.